come on. um, I got a comment from one of my previous streams. The dude was a bit like frustrated because I was taking time to get to the point when I was breaking down fights. Guys, this is a live stream. Like I think my live streams are a little bit better because I try my best to actually make sure that everything that I do on my lives, there's no space in between. Like people just go live while eating or doing random things, or just pressing their phones, and then you guys watch them. I try to make sure that once you press on my video, there's never a moment like this. Like I try. That looked weird. Um, but I try, man. I make sure that I fill up the space before people come on the live stream. But anyway, let me actually get to the point of this live stream. Bo Nickal. I love my predictions, man. Like my predictions were so accurate. My predictions were so accurate on this card. It was insane, you know. Someone in the comment section asked me if this fight with Cody Brandage would be less than 1 minute because a lot of Bo Nickal fights have been um, less than 1 minute, except I think it was Jamie Pickett who took him who extended him in a sense, you know. Someone asked me that, and I was like, you know what? I feel like Bo Nickal struggled a little bit, even though a lot of people didn't see it. And this is exactly how I said it. I said, I feel like Bo Nickal struggled a little bit. And if you go back to my live prediction of that fight, I don't know if I said this on the full card prediction or in the individual prediction because I did both the individual prediction and the full card prediction, right? And I remember saying that Bo Nickal looked like he struggled a little bit against Jamie Pickett. People didn't see that, but I saw that. During that fight, he was breathing heavily. He looked like he was panicking, that he wasn't finishing him as quickly as he thought he would. Right? And I said, because of that, I think Cody Brandage will have enough experience to potentially extend him and get him to the second round. I still said that Bo Nickal would win, but I actually said that the fight would actually end in the second round, not necessarily the first. Obviously, it's MMA, and I highlighted the fact that, I mean, it's possible for him to actually finish it, but based on his performance against Jamie Pickett, I was like, Cody Brandage will be a little bit harder for him. So here's the question now. After that performance, which was a good performance, but he struggled against Cody Brandage. Like it wasn't a struggle, but for someone who's touted and who's been saying so many big things like I could beat Khamzat Chimaev today. You know, I'm a big fan of Bo Nickal. Like, please do not misunderstand what I'm saying right now. I'm a massive fan of Bo Nickal, but I didn't like the statements that he was making. Like I could take Hamza Chimaev right now, and yet he's busy fighting people who are like people like Cody Brandage. Cody Brandage has had now before fighting Bo Nickal, Cody Brandage had 8 fights in the UFC. He's won 4 of them, and here are the wins. The two wins that I could credit him for are actually the wins that I would credit him for is the two wins that he got before the last 2 wins that he got. The first win that I don't credit him for is the DQ. I mean, every fan probably agrees on this one. That wasn't a win. He cried his way to a victory. The second one, I felt like he got lucky with the slam, so I wouldn't say it was an extremely impressive performance. So basically, technically, or rather, when we look at the quality of the wins, Bo Nickal struggled against someone who's 4-4 and maybe 4-2, or rather 2-4. I mean, in the UFC, in a sense, because I don't count those other two fights that he won. For me personally, I believe that if you talk that big, you should back it up. Fluffy will sub Bo. It's hard to say because Bo Nickal is still. I still think Bo Nickal is talented, right? But this stream is not to bash Bo Nickal or anything like that. I'm not trying to bash Bo Nickal or anything like that. I still feel like he's one of the best fighters in the 145 division. But for him to have come out and said that he would beat Khamzat Chimaev and then go in there and struggle to beat Cody Brandage, at least Khamzat Chimaev, when he wasn't in the rankings, he was destroying everyone. He went through fights with with ease. Even some ranked fighters, like he went through Li Jingliang like it was nothing. So at least Hamza Chimaev started facing adversity against people like Gilbert Burns, who was ranked number 2 at the time, against people like Kamaru Usman, who was the former pound for pound number 1. At least his reasons for struggling is justifiable because he's fighting elite fighters. But for him to struggle against the Brandage, dog, I mean, that didn't look good after everything that he said. I believe in if you can back it up, then you can speak like that. If you can't back it up, then it's going to turn around and make you look dumb. You know. But just to highlight, to iterate, he would run highlight to iterate. He would run through Brandage. Who would run through Brandage? You mean Fluffy Hernandez? I don't know. Probably, maybe, but or you mean Hamza Chimaev? Most definitely, Hamza Chimaev would run through Brandage in the first round. It wouldn't even be close. So that's why, and even Hamza, I think Hamza commented and was like, that was trash wrestling. So that's basically what I felt like. He talked so much, and then after that kind of performance, he's like, no, I still have 5 fights, I'm still new, I'm still learning, which is true. But if you feel like that, then stop saying things like you're going to beat like people like Hamza Chimaev, Israel Adesanya, when you can't beat Cody Brandage in the first round, when you're struggling and breathing so heavily against Cody Brandage. I mean, come on, dude. I still think he's good. I still think the UFC is doing a good job in developing him and giving him all these cans. I feel bad calling some of the fighters that he fought cans because they are not. But I still think the UFC is building him the right way, even though at this point, I think he thinks because he's been finishing all of his fights, that's how it's going to go when he gets to the top of the division. The top of the division is not like all these other fighters that he's been fighting. Everyone is good there. So anyone who's dominant at the top of the division shows that they are operating on a different level. People like Islam Makhachev, people like Ilya Tuporia, people like Alex Pereira, people who are able to finish fights even though they are at the top of the division. That shows how incredible those people are. Because it's not an easy thing to do, man. Like, that's one of the hardest things to do, to finish fighters. So I think he took his success with before the UFC and some of the cans that he fought in the UFC and felt like, you know what, I could take that guy. It's not like that, man. It doesn't work that way. I'm still a massive fan. I still think you have the potential to become a champion at some point, but I think humility is important because, like, you can't go in there telling us that you can beat Hamza Chimaev and then come back around and then tell us, well, give me time, I'm still developing, I still have 5 fights, that wasn't my best performance. Like, choose a side, man. You can't say one thing and then say the other and expect us to be like, yeah, both sides make sense. He can't beat Khamzat Chimaev now because he said now. He didn't say, I need time to develop in order to be able to beat Khamzat Chimaev. He said, if they book the fight today, I'm going to beat Khamzat Chimaev. So if you're speaking like that, then don't go after a post-fight interview and say things like, "Well, I'm still developing. I only have 5 fights in the UFC. Now it's 6," and all those type of things. I mean, stick to what you are saying and back it up, or just avoid saying things like that. That's just my thought. Bro, last day I almost won 11 leg parlay, but I lost all that. Yeah, man, Jalen disappointed me. I think also it's because of him cutting so much weight to get to lightweight. But I am not going to excuse him because he had Moicano beat and then he walked away. A part of me thinks that maybe Jalen was just avoiding hurting Moicano and he was being merciful. Like, I don't want to inflict too much damage on someone who's already grounded. Maybe that's how his mind was working. I don't think he was just trying to get the bonus and have that walk off moment. I think it was because he was trying to avoid hurting Moicano. That's why he looked at the referee. But it was a stupid decision for him to do that. He wanted the bonus. I Tweezy. Hello from Poland. Hi, man. I appreciate you from wherever you are in the world. This channel has so many international people. So yeah, I think Jalen Turner was just trying to be nice in a sense because that's what I got from him looking at the referee. Like, dude, why didn't you stop this fight? I think he was just trying to be nice, but it cost him big time because he got submitted in the second round, and he will forever regret the decision. Maybe I'll do that fight. Maybe I won't. I'll just have to see. But I'm going to end the stream and I'm going to do another stream. I'm going to speak about certain fights. I think I'm going to do the Charles Oliveira versus Amanta Rukia next. So yeah, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. There's so many things that I do. Today or tomorrow, somewhere around this week, I'm going to be interviewing the double champ, the featherweight and lightweight champion of the EFC. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because like he's an incredibly intelligent fighter, that dude. Anyway, for now, I'm going to start a different stream. I want to break down certain fights that I felt strongly about. So, if you want to see my other streams, just go to the channel and go to the live section of the channel. You'll see all my streams there. There's so much I have planned for the channel. These interviews are just the beginning. So for now, I'm going to start another stream. I love you, love you, love you guys. See you on the next stream. Deuces.